for Publisher Parkway, applicant Matt McAlpin, representing agents Mike Ritchie from Cossack Engineering and Matt McAlpin from McAlpin Industries. Zoning district is the OP core area North Office Park. The requesting a building size larger than what is permitted associated with the construction of a multi-phase development totaling 300,000 square feet, with the first phase totaling 120 square feet, where the maximum allowed is 45,000 square feet. And the proposal is the construction of a 300,000 square foot manufacturing warehouse. Phase 1 includes the construction of a 120,000 square foot building.
And then just to add a little bit of context and get it on the record, as you all know, any development within the OP district requires a referral from the town board. So this project was initially presented at a town board workshop on December 5th of 2024. The town board that same night did approve a resolution to refer it to the planning board for the purpose of site plan review, and the project and the applicants appeared before the planning board last month, the January 7th meeting, for sketch plan review, which brings it to tonight's application before this board.
Finally, the relevant sections of the town ordinance. 350-21C1, light manufacturing, enclosed warehouse for wholesale use, public utility, enclosed industrial process and service. The maximum building size is 45,000 square feet. And with that, we'll turn it over to the applicants.
Great, thank you. So good evening, thanks for having us. So just want to do a quick introduction of our team and who we are before we get started. I promise to keep that under 2 minutes. My name is Matt McAlpin. I'm the president, CEO, and owner of McAlpin Industries. With me tonight we have our CFO, Darla Lacey, and our recently retired CFO, Mark Lockerbie, and now consultant, and our partners at Cossack Engineering, Mike Ritchie. So McAlpin Industries, we're a contract precision sheet metal fabrication house. So when you think of sheet metal components, we bring in material, we cut it, we form it, we insert hardware, we manually weld it, we robotically weld it, we paint it, and we assemble it. And our parts go into a lot of different assemblies that you may have exposure to in your day-to-day lives, but we don't have any product that we can necessarily point to, so we're business to business. So whether you've ridden in a hybrid bus, a high-speed train, use a self-kiosk at a store, ordered something online, the way that that product gets to a warehouse, to your front door, we have a lot of automation components in that. We do some medical parts, parts that go into data centers, HVAC systems, that sort of thing. The company was started in 1964 by my grandfather. He was on the family dairy farm here in Webster, and long story short, he decided to open up his own tool and die shop in '64. So we've come a long ways, and in fact, this Friday we'll be celebrating our 61st. Our company has a strong culture. We're very proud of that. We work very hard at that every day. We are also a veteran-owned company, and we're very excited to partner up on this project in Webster. It's been a long time coming. We've been looking for a good place to expand our business for going on 2 years now. We had a couple of things we were working on that didn't work out, but this property wiggled loose, and we're excited to be here. So it's important for us to get this variance. Being over 45,000 square feet in an office park, we believe that this building, it really fits the area. There's a couple buildings right next door adjacent to the property that are larger than 45,000 square feet. In fact, one's almost 400,000, I believe. Another one's 160,000. And again, we're really excited to be here. We take a lot of pride in what we do. We like to say we do things the right way. And part of that is being part of your community. And we've already started to reach out to our neighbors. We're talking to Mirror Show Management. We're going to go speak with them next week. We even started talking to some of the neighbors to understand what their concerns are. And everything's been going pretty well so far. A lot of strong support from the community, a lot of support from the town board so far. Really appreciate that. So again, just really excited to be here and appreciate the support. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mike. We can answer any questions on the variance we're seeking approval for.
Thank you. Mike Ritchie, Cossack Engineering. And again, we did submit an application requesting an area variance for the approval of a 300,000 square foot manufacturing warehouse where code permits 45,000 square feet. I'd be happy to go through the standard criteria if you wish, but that was submitted as part of the application.
I'll ask the board, I'm good, I read through it, I thought it was all good, does anybody? No?
So just, another item, we have submitted to the planning board for special use and site plan review, and we're anticipating going to the March meeting. So we'd be happy to answer any of the questions the board may have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. With that, I guess, questions from the board? So phase one is 120,000 square feet. It's primarily to the south of the property. Phase 2 and 3, those will end up expanding north. I didn't see how much of a buffer between Publishers Parkway and the northernmost
So
tree buffer ultimately are you proposing?
I don't know the exact distance, but that northern rectangle, if you will, is I think 4.5 to 5 acres.
Okay.
But you have that?
Yeah, I don't know if we have the exact dimension. It's roughly 300 feet to the north
Yeah,
there.
plus or minus. That's my scale. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the exact dimension from the edge of disturbance for the final build out to the top, but that northern portion is 743 feet, and we're halfway into it. So yeah, it's approximately, 300, 350 feet to Publishers with no disturbance at all.
With the right of trees, essentially.
Right, of trees, of
Yeah.
existing
Vegetation.
woods to remain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Are those going to be listed to remain on your plans, or?
Yeah, they're listed on the grading plan to remain, like the proposed clearing limits is all shown on the grading plan, but yeah.
Access is only going to be through park, correct? That's what's proposed, nothing
Correct.
onto Publishers.
But yeah, there's no, we had gone, initially had discussed potentially having a second access off of Publishers, but I think it's not really warranted, especially, as Matt can attest to, it being a shift type operation. Most of the first shift is there before anybody uses the road, so that access off Hard Road will primarily be, unused for most of the time that employees are showing up to work. And quite honestly, I think you had mentioned 3, maybe in the first phase, 3 to 6 truck trips per day. So really there's not a lot of truck traffic proposed. We are proposing a minor radius increase on the existing driveway on Hard Road just to make sure that any trucks coming in will have no problem entering. But with that, there really didn't seem to be much of a need to put in 1,000 foot of extra road. And I think the big part too is the traffic pattern for people coming and leaving. Most everybody's going to be getting off 104 and turning right into the site. Not many people would be coming from maybe 5 mile line and over. So it seemed a little bit redundant.
The original plan had 2 access points, but the more we looked at it, knowing the traffic on Publishers, there's no sense in having any additional traffic cutting through there, especially when school gets out, or, So we decided a couple months ago actually a month ago, to get rid of that access point.
And they did have a traffic study completed for this, just to ensure that there wouldn't be any conflicts with that driveway at Hard Road. And the conclusion of the report stated that, no changes to that driveway or Hard Road itself would be needed, even at full build out.
So that report went all the way through full build out?
Yep, it went all the way through full build out, yep.
You indicated, correct me, I think you said 3 or 4 trucks a day, is that?
Yeah, about 3, first phase, about 3 trucks a day.
And at full
On
build
average.
out?
Sorry?
And at full build out?
At full build out, it's hard to say. I would say 6 to 7 on average.
And when we say trucks, are we talking 18 wheelers or are we talking
Yeah,
18
mostly.
wheelers?
Yeah.
And phase 2 is the headquarters. How many employees? I guess not factory workers, or how many
Yeah,
employees?
so, phase 2 and 3 are hypothetical at this point. The need right now to grow the business is we need to put up 120,000 square feet, and that's going to be all operations. We wanted to make sure that if we were going to move in this space, that we have the opportunity to expand if and when we need to, and have that flexibility in the future. And one of the thoughts was, do we have, headquarters there, do we have office staff there? And if that is the case, that's a total of 115 jobs that would be in phase 2 additional. And of those 115, I would say about 60 are office staff. Does that sound right, Carl? About 60 would be office staff.
They stagger shifts and everything?
Yep.
Operation?
Yeah, we run 2 shifts right now. First shift a little bit heavier than second shift.
What are those hours?
First shift starts at 6 a.m., with some of them starting a little before that.
Second shift ending,
Second shift, 1 a.m.
gotcha. Okay. So there will be traffic leaving, like, second shift.
Yeah, it's a pretty light
Early morning,
shift.
late night, however you want to say it.
Yeah, phase 1, I think there would be about 20 of our associates that would work on second shift.
Gotcha.
And you're consolidating both the Hollenbeck and the Nesseton facility?
No.
in this?
No.
Oh, so this is an
This
addition?
is, the first phase is all growth.
Okay. Do you plan on bringing those in eventually, or?
One thing in our business, it's always changing. In fact, we just changed some things last month, so
Okay.
I'm certainly open to what the future may hold, but as of right now, we need the 120 for growth and expansion. As things evolve over the next 2, 5, 10 years, there's a possibility of consolidation, but at this point, our primary focus is expanding the company and getting that space to do that.
Other questions from the board?
Just further down the line, for signage, you got, obviously U of R sign is already there. Are you planning to, or
Yeah,
adjacent to it on the other side?
We started talking about, we haven't been able to get in touch with that facility just yet, but one thing we do want to discuss with them is something better with the sign, because there's some residents in that area that people pull into their driveways thinking that they're going to the U of R building, and obviously that's bothersome to the residents. So we would like to work with them on putting a new sign up that'd be a little bit more easier to identify where to go. I mean, one thing we talked about, we haven't brought it to the town yet, but maybe that road needs to be called something else, give it a different address, because you plug in the U of R building's address on Hard Road, and now you're pulling into a residence, driveway. So if it's a different street name, and their address is on that road, our address is on that road, it would just be a lot easier when people plug it into their GPS and they'll be able to find their location.
Because right now, you plug in your address, it'll be Publishers Parkway, they'll drive up, and
Yeah,
there'll be a bunch of woods.
exactly.
Yeah.